Tonight, we're going to take a slow and peaceful journey far back in time, all the way to the warm, sunlit world of ancient Egypt. As you settle into a comfortable position, allow your breathing to soften and imagine the quiet rhythm of a world shaped by a river, by a sun that rose like a golden crown, and by people who lived simple, steady lives. This is not the Egypt of battles or kings. Tonight, we wander through the soft, everyday life of ordinary Egyptians. How they woke, what they ate, how they laughed, worked, rested, and dreamed. This gentle story is meant to carry you into sleep. So there's no rush, no urgency, only slow movement, like the calm flow of the Nile. And as the night grows quiet, let us drift softly into the ancient world together. Take a slow breath in and let it go. Now, let's begin our peaceful walk through daily life in ancient Egypt. Imagine, for a moment, that you are waking up in a small mud brick house near the edge of the Nile River. The sun has just begun to rise, painting the sky with a soft peach glow. The air is warm but gentle, carrying the faint scent of wet reeds, clay walls, and distant cooking fires. You open your eyes slowly. There is no loud noise, no rush. Life here begins with the rhythm of the light. Your home is simple, quiet, sturdy, built from the earth itself. The walls are thick and cool to the touch. Inside, the rooms are small and calm. A low woven mat lies beneath you, and beside it, a pottery jar filled with fresh water from the river. Outside, you can hear the soft rustling of palm leaves. A donkey huffs gently in the distance. Somewhere nearby, a woman is beginning her morning grinding of grain, the sound slow and steady, almost like a heartbeat. As you stand, the cool floor feels smooth beneath your feet. You stretch softly, feeling the warm breeze drift through the doorway. Ancient Egyptians preferred simplicity in the morning. No heavy meals. No complicated rituals. Just the warmth of the sun, the movement of life, and the promise of another day shaped by the Nile. You wrap a light linen cloth around your body. Soft, comfortable, and easy to move in. Most Egyptians wore linen because it kept them cool, even under the strong midday sun. The fabric is smooth, almost silky, made from flax fibers carefully softened by hand. You step outside. The village is waking slowly. Roosters call. Tiny birds gather along the riverbank. Fishermen push their small boats into the calm water, their oars dipping silently. Nothing feels rushed. Everything begins quietly, gently, as though the whole world is stretching with you. As we walk through this morning stillness, allow the calm rhythm of ancient Egypt to settle inside you. Life here is steady, predictable, peaceful, and as the sun rises higher, casting soft golden light across the whitewashed walls, we drift deeper into. Your home is the center of your day. It is simple, but filled with soft comforts and careful design meant to keep life cool and calm. Step back inside with me for a moment. The house is made from sun-dried mud bricks, the kind that hold cool air even when the world outside becomes hot. The ceiling is low, built from wooden beams covered with layers of reeds and more clay. This keeps the sunlight out and the home pleasantly dim. There are only a few rooms, a main space for sitting and working, a small area for sleeping, and a rooftop where people gather in the evenings, when the sky cools and stars stretch across the quiet desert. Everything inside the home is made by hand. Clay pots, woven baskets, simple stools. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is excessive. The beauty of ancient Egyptian life comes from this gentle simplicity. In the corner of the room sits a grinding stone, smooth from years of use. This is where grain is turned into flour, slowly, rhythmically, a calm daily task that sets the pace for morning life. Beside it, a low wooden table holds small pieces of pottery, some filled with oil, some with salt, some with dried herbs that bring warmth and flavor to simple meals. As the early light enters through the doorway, it casts soft stripes of gold across the wall. You can see dust floating gently, moving like tiny stars in the warm air. Take a breath here, inhale the softness, and exhale the quiet. The home in ancient Egypt was not just a shelter. It was a place of stillness, a place of warmth, a place where the rhythm of life moved slowly, like water drifting through reeds. And now, as we step outside again, we will wander deeper into the world around us, into villages, fields, and the everyday routines of Egyptian life. With a slow breath, let us continue. As the warm morning light settles over the village, you begin to notice the soft, familiar smells of breakfast drifting through the air. Ancient Egyptians did not start their day with anything heavy. Mornings were light, peaceful, and uncomplicated. Meals were meant to give gentle energy, not fullness. Imagine the scent of freshly baked bread. Warm, earthy, comforting, a smell that has stayed the same for thousands of years. Bread was the heart of the Egyptian diet. Most families baked it in simple clay ovens shaped like round beehives. The ovens held heat well, glowing softly through the morning. Inside each home, grain was ground by hand. You can hear it again, that steady, quiet rhythm of stone against stone, smoothing barley or emmer wheat into fine flour. The movement is slow and almost meditative. Push forward, pull back, repeat. A soothing reminder that much of life here followed patterns that never changed. When bread dough was ready, it was shaped into small rounds or long flat loaves. Some families added sesame seeds. Others mixed in herbs. Sometimes a splash of date syrup was added for sweetness. Alongside the bread, there might be a bit of soft cheese, or figs picked at dawn, or a handful of fresh dates, their sweetness gentle and satisfying. A simple clay cup of beer might be served too. Not the strong beer we know today, but a soft, nourishing drink made from fermented grain, thick, mild, and full of energy for the day ahead. You sit on the cool floor, cross-legged, surrounded by family. No chairs, no tableguare, just hands, bread, and quiet conversation. The meal is short, calm, comforting, a soft beginning to a day shaped by land, river, and sun. As you finish the last bite of warm bread, you step outside again. The village is now fully awake. Children run barefoot along the dirt paths. Women carry jars of water from the river. Men prepare for work in the fields or workshops. The world moves slowly, but steadily, and with a peaceful rhythm. In ancient Egypt, work began early, before the sun grew too hot. But work here was not rushed. It moved with the natural world. People worked because it was part of life, part of survival, and also part of community. Imagine walking through the village now. The smell of clay, the soft thump of wooden mallets, the distant splash of water as farmers prepare the fields. Everyone had a role, a gentle, steady routine. Some villagers were farmers. They depended on the Nile, which rose and fell every year. When the river flooded, it left behind dark, rich soil, soft and fertile. Farmers used simple wooden plows pulled by oxen. Their movements slow, strong, and in harmony with the land. Others were craftsmen. You pass by a potter shaping clay on a slow-moving wheel. His hands glide over the spinning earth, smoothing it, coaxing it into jars, bowls, and lamps. The motion is hypnotic, circular, gentle, endless. Next door, a carpenter sands a piece of acacia wood. The scraping sound is soft and rhythmic. He works slowly, shaping the wood into a stool for a neighbor, or perhaps a small chest. Some villagers weave linen from flax fibers. The threads are fine and pale, almost shining in the sun. Women sit together, weaving, laughing softly, sharing stories of the day. The weaving loom hums gently as threads move back and forth. Children help in small ways, fetching water, gathering reeds, running messages through the village. Their laughter mixes with the sounds of work, adding a lively but gentle energy. Even scribes have begun their day. Imagine one now, seated in a quiet, shaded corner, legs folded, holding a smooth wooden palette. With a reed brush dipped in black ink, he writes on a sheet of papyrus. The strokes are steady, peaceful, beautiful. Work in ancient Egypt was not just labor. It was a rhythm shared by all, a gentle pattern that held the community together. As the sun climbs and the heat grows stronger, the pace slows even more. People seek shade. They drink. Cool water stored in clay jars. They move quietly, conserving energy, waiting for the afternoon breeze. And so, with a calm breath, let us continue our slow walk toward homes, families, and the heart of Egyptian social life. Family was everything in ancient Egypt. Homes were filled not just with immediate family, but often with grandparents, cousins, aunts, and uncles. Imagine stepping into one now. The space is small, but full of warmth and connection. Elders sit on simple stools. Children play on the floor with homemade toys, little wooden animals, balls made from bundled reeds, tiny clay dolls. The air carries the smell of baked bread, fresh water, and warm clay. A mother braids her daughter's hair. A father teaches his son how to tie a tool onto a wooden handle. Family life was gentle, steady, and deeply valued. Meals were shared. Stories were shared. Daily duties were shared. Egyptians believed that harmony in the family created harmony in the world. Every action, even the small ones, helped maintain balance. As the midday sun softens, families rest. People lie in shaded rooms or sit quietly on rooftops where a slight breeze cools the air. And as afternoon arrives, the village slowly wakes again. Soft footsteps echo on dusty paths. Voices rise gently. Life resumes its calm rhythm. Take a deep breath here, and let the simplicity of this ancient life settle in your mind. No rush, no noise, just warmth, community, and the steady flow of the day. As the afternoon light softens, let us drift into another gentle part of Egyptian life. Their clothing, their appearance, and the quiet grace with which they carried themselves. Imagine a warm breeze brushing against your skin as you stand near the riverbank. The linen you wear is light, almost weightless, soft from many washings. Egyptians loved linen because it stayed cool under the hot sun. Your garment is simple, a long, smooth piece of cloth wrapped around the body. For men, often a short kilt. For women, a long dress held up by straps. Nothing tight, nothing heavy, just soft folds that move with every step. Clothing was not meant to impress. It was meant to comfort, to allow the body to breathe. And yet, despite its simplicity, Egyptians took pride in looking neat and clean. Bathing in the Nile or in small basins at home was a daily routine. Cool water washed away the dust of the day. A little scented oil, perhaps lotus or almond, was rubbed into the skin, leaving it smooth and lightly fragrant. Hair was also cared for with patience. Women braided their hair into long, neat plaits. Sometimes they wore simple beads woven through the strands. Men kept their hair short and tidy. Children often shaved their heads except for one small braided lock, called the side lock of youth. And when the sun became too strong, a woven reed hat, soft and light, rested gently on the head. Jewelry, too, played its quiet role. Not extravagant, but meaningful. A small necklace of glazed beads. A simple bracelet made of shells or faience. A ring shaped like a tiny scarab beetle. These pieces were believed to bring good luck, protection, and balance. Even ordinary people could afford small charms, because beauty and symbolism were seen as part of life, not luxury. With your linen clothing moving softly in the breeze, let us take another slow step into the home, a deeper look at how Egyptians built their quiet, peaceful spaces. Homes in ancient Egypt were simple but full of warmth. No clatter, no noise, just calm, earthy spaces designed to resist the heat and keep families close. Step inside with me again. The walls are thick, made from mud bricks dried under the sun. They keep the interior cool even during the hottest hours. The air inside is quiet and still, as though the walls themselves hold a gentle silence. There is no furniture in excess. A few low stools, some woven mats, clay jars filled with water, baskets for storing grain. The floors are smooth and hard, swept clean each morning. In the corner sits a small shrine, a simple shelf holding a carved figure of a protective household god. Homes were not only shelters. They were sacred spaces filled with gratitude and gentle rituals. On hot days, families moved to the flat rooftop. Here, the breeze is stronger, the view wider. You can see the river curling through the land like a blue ribbon. You can hear faint voices drifting through the evening air. This rooftop becomes the heart of family life. Children play, parents talk. Some sit quietly, weaving baskets or mending clothing as the sun sets behind distant palm trees. As shadows grow longer, lamps made from terracotta are lit. Their small flames flicker gently, casting soft orange light across the rooftop. Take a moment here. Imagine the cool clay beneath your hands, the glow of the lamp, the peaceful murmur of the village below. This is home, quiet, simple, filled with gentle evening air. And now, as the sky darkens, we drift into another soft part of life, Egyptian beliefs, rituals, and the calm spirituality woven through every day. Religion in ancient Egypt was not loud or dramatic. It was steady, soft, woven into everyday activities like threads in a linen cloth. Egyptians believed the world worked best when it was balanced. They called this balance ma'at, a peaceful order that kept everything flowing smoothly. Imagine walking past a small household shrine. A mother places a tiny offering, perhaps a bit of bread or a flower from the fields. The gesture is calm, thoughtful, and filled with quiet respect. Temples stood nearby, but ordinary people often practiced their faith at home. A simple prayer whispered before starting work. A small offering before meals. A quiet hope for health, safety, and harmony. Even the river, the Nile, was seen as a gift that connected heaven and earth. Its yearly flood was not feared. It was welcomed with gratitude. Families watched the rising water with calm curiosity, knowing it would nourish their fields and support their lives. Stories of gods and goddesses were told in hushed, gentle voices. Ra, the sun god, drifting across the sky like a golden boat. Hathor, goddess of joy and love, smiling upon families. Osiris, guiding souls peacefully into the afterlife. These stories were not frightening. They were comforting, a way for people to understand the world and feel safe within it. As the night deepens, villagers gather in the cool air. Some laugh softly. Some sing old songs. Some simply watch the sky turn darker and darker, waiting for the stars to appear one by one. Now, with the evening gently unfolding, let us drift into the final rhythm of the day, the quiet hours before bedtime. As the sun sinks lower in the sky, the heat of the day begins to fade. The breeze becomes cooler, brushing softly through the palm trees. Shadows stretch across the village, long and peaceful. Evening in ancient Egypt was a quiet, gentle time. The pace of life slowed, like the soft hush that follows a long exhale. Families returned home from the fields. Craftsmen put away their tools. Scribes rolled up their papyrus sheets. And the village began to settle into a soft rhythm of rest. Imagine walking through the dusty path now. The air smells faintly of clay, warm bread, and reeds drying in the last bits of sunlight. Children play their final games before being called inside. A mother sweeps the doorway. A father tends to a small fire outside the home. There is no rush, no urgency, just a quiet shift from work to rest. As the sky begins to glow with shades of rose and gold, lamps are lit across the village. Their flames flicker gently, casting warm circles of light on whitewashed walls. In this soft glow, you feel yourself settling, too. Your breath slowing, your mind drifting, your body growing heavier with the calm of evening. Let us follow the villagers home, toward the comforting routine of the evening meal. Dinner in ancient Egypt was the heartiest meal of the day. But still, it was simple, comforting, made from ingredients grown close to home. Imagine sitting on a woven mat on the rooftop or inside the cool main room of the house. A clay lamp burns quietly nearby. The soft shadows dance around the space. The meal begins with bread, always freshly baked. Beside it, bowls filled with warm stews made from lentils, onions, leeks, and garlic. Vegetables soften slowly over a small fire, becoming tender and fragrant. Sometimes there is fish caught from the Nile seasoned with herbs. Sometimes roasted duck or goose for a special night. But most evenings are simple. A warm stew, a loaf of bread, maybe figs or dates for sweetness. Jars of cool water sit nearby, their clay walls keeping the liquid refreshingly cold. A bit of beer might be shared as well, smooth and mellow. Families sit together, speaking softly. Stories from the day are exchanged. Laughter rises gently and fades just as gently. There is no rush to finish. Meals are slow, peaceful moments that bring families close. As you imagine taking a bite of warm bread dipped into a savory stew, notice how calm everything feels. No noise from outside. No distractions. Just the soft glow of lamplight and the comforting presence of those around you. When the meal comes to an end, the night stretches open like a long, cool breath. And now, let us drift into the quiet world of ancient Egyptian entertainment. After dinner, the village does not grow loud. It grows warm with soft energy. The energy of rest, conversation, and simple pleasures. Some families stay on their rooftops, enjoying the cool air. The stars begin to appear, slow and steady, lighting up the deep indigo sky. Imagine sitting there now, a gentle breeze brushing your skin, the sound of distant voices floating through the night. Entertainment was simple. A father might tell a story from long ago, a tale of gods walking through the desert, or heroes sailing across the Nile. Children listen with wide, sleepy eyes. The words roll like soft waves, comforting and familiar. Musicians in the village sometimes gather outside. Not loudly, never loudly, but with soft rhythms played on harps, flutes, and hand drums. The harp strings hum gently, like a lullaby. The flute's notes drift slowly across the warm night air. The drum beats are subtle, steady, like a slow heartbeat. Some people play games, too. Board games carved into wood or stone. Senet is a favorite. Small tokens moving across a grid, played with quiet concentration. Others simply sit in silence, enjoying the warmth of the night, talking softly, laughing gently, feeling the peace that comes after a long day. The village glows with lamplight, then slowly dims as lamps are extinguished one by one. The night deepens, the stars brighten, and now, let us drift into the final part of the day, the bedtime rituals and the soft, soothing moments before sleep. As night envelopes the village in a cool embrace, families begin their bedtime routines. Imagine stepping back inside your home. The air is cooler now. Shadows rest quietly along the walls. You take a small bowl of water to wash your face and hands. The water feels refreshing, washing away the dust and warmth of the day. A bit of scented oil is rubbed gently into the skin. Maybe lotus oil, light, fragrant, calming. You lie down on a simple woven mat. It is firm but comfortable. The fibers have softened over time, shaped by countless nights of quiet sleep. Around you, the room grows darker. The last lamp is extinguished, leaving only faint moonlight slipping in from the doorway. Outside, the village has grown still. Only the soft chirp of insects, the whisper of palm leaves touching in the breeze, the distant rush of the river flowing steadily through the night. Families curl together. Children nestle close to parents. Everyone breathes slowly, deeply, peacefully. There is nothing left to do. No tasks, no worries, only rest. And as your eyes grow heavy, you feel a deep sense of safety, of calm, of belonging in this ancient world. Let us end our journey now with a soft, soothing farewell. As the village sleeps, the moon rises high above the quiet rooftops. Its pale light rests gently on the mud-brick homes, on the calm river, on the endless desert beyond. You have walked through a full day in ancient Egypt, from sunrise to nightfall, through work, meals, family life, rituals, and rest. You felt the warmth of the sun, the coolness of shade, the softness of evening breezes, the peace of night. And now, as the ancient world drifts into silence, you too may drift, slowly, softly, into your own night of rest. Imagine the calm flow of the Nile beside you, its quiet rhythm guiding your breath, steady, peaceful, timeless. Let your mind loosen. Let your body grow heavy. Let sleep rise like the gentle waters of the river. Thank you for walking through this quiet day in ancient Egypt. May your night be soft. May your dreams be warm. And may you rest as peacefully as the village sleeping under the stars. Good night, and sleep well.